are listening to Mama Murdered a Podcast. I'm your host, AB. Mama Murdered a Podcast is a podcast where me, the mama, will be killing it on the podcast. We'll be taking a deep dive into things that are hard to talk about and even harder to believe that these things actually happen in the world that we live in. This entire podcast will be a trigger warning. I'll be talking about triggering topics while I dive headfirst into a lot of the cases that I'll be covering. New episodes will be released every week on Wednesdays because nobody likes Mondays and because Fridays are for day drinking and barbecues. Some of the case topics will be murder, of course, serial killers like Dennis Rader, the BTK killer, missing persons cases like 5-year-old Summer Wells who vanished from her own yard in broad daylight in the middle of June in Tennessee in 2021. And especially the ones where it kind of seems like they just vanished into thin air, like Brian Schaefer. He walked into a bar, but he never walked out. He's still never been seen again. I'll also be covering cold cases and lesser-known cases. Join me every Wednesday to talk about all things tragic, murder, and things that happen in the downright ugliest sides of society. If you like what you hear and you want to support the podcast, you can rate me on Spotify. You can also leave a review and rating on Apple Podcast. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at murdered_mama. All of these things are free and they only take about a second to do, and it really does help grow the podcast. If you have any case suggestions, please send them my way. You can send them to the email address mamamurderedapodcast@gmail.com.
Over the course of the year, I've been asked what my podcast is about. The first 6 months, I would fumble my words and mumble gibberish that nobody would understand. I took a step back and finally said, it's about wrestling. They would ask, you mean like WWE? Yes, like WWE. I would cringe though, like, what the hell? People know about the other companies, I would hope, but I would just cringe when people ask if it's only about WWE. The truth is, wrestling goes hand in hand together. What other form of wrestling does this generation know besides it being synonymous with one another? A whole year later, man, and I'm no longer afraid to speak in public. In fact, if you were to send over Confident 2023 me back in time to 1998, he would totally take over that godforsaken history classroom, Mr. Samborski. To which reminds me of that one episode of Boy Meets World with Mr. Feeney. Sorry, habit. I digress. Mr. Feeney goes back to college and takes over his professor's classroom by interrupting her interruption and saying he will accept questions after the lesson. That was his own wife, too. I've always said if I ever went back in time once for any particular reason, was to do that. I'm sure my high school friends will attest to the statement. We didn't hate him. We certainly didn't like him. We just didn't like that we were called out on how quiet or awkward or not confident in our abilities to speak in front of the class while he mocked us. He mocked us hard. Oh, he got off on the mocking. He over-mocked us. If we were the comedian standing on stage, he would be the Chad dude, trying to get that attention by trying to heckle us. So yes, go back in time to put that man in his place. Tell him that questions will be answered after the presentation and to wait his turn. Let's see who's laughing now. Speaking of which, Encina, people that went there before, what's he doing now? Don't really care. I don't know where I was going with that. I shoot confidence these days, is all I'm saying. Having this podcast for over a year, I can honestly see now what my podcast is about because I lived it. I lived the podcast. My podcast was at first about wrestling, but it has evolved into something more. I talk about wrestling, movies, TV shows, video games, my health. My health sandwiched in between those other things and wrestling because those are the two main topics I bring up on this podcast, plus the movies, TV shows, and video games. You know what else I talk about? Reviews. After a review the show, the movie, the video game, or the old classic wrestling pay-per-view, myself and Michael, my co-host, currently working his ass off to get his degree in law school so he can become back full-time and lawyer us up. We usually rate it by how many videotapes and we take that videotape to school. That's because it was the 90s. We aged ourselves just now, damn it. We would take those tapes to our friends and we wouldn't see them until the end of the week. There was no second show at the time. It was only Mondays and Saturday mornings and pay-per-views on Sundays every month. We didn't have SmackDown or Thunder or any other B-rated shows yet. And our discourse was usually in between classes. 5 minutes of catching up before the bell rings again, and we have to go to class. At times, we couldn't see each other during the recess because we have our own stables. I mean, cliques. We have our own cliques, not stables. What am I talking about wrestling already? The jocks, the rockers, the weed smokers, the chill dudes, the homies with their girlfriends, and the geeks. We would all reconvene at one location. Yes, it's going to be that kind of episode. We're going back in time. Welcome back, my podcast streaming and listening geeks. For those that don't know, my name is Ernie, and you are listening to another grand spanking new episode coming to you directly from Under the Apron. We are back from our testing of the waters to see how going live would affect the show. I've heard you, seen you, more like it. We won't be doing that as often, maybe on special occasions, but I get y'all. Judging by the polls, that was 50-50 and the lack of downloads throughout the last 3 episodes. You all want a standard episode. I'm going to give it to you. I heard you. As you can all tell by now, the show has changed quite a bit in the last few months. I've added streaming to the vernacular and intro because it's what I do now. And 25% of that audience are streamers on Twitch or other sites that go live. So I can't just disregard them. I acknowledge those who acknowledge me. Now, I told you all that story in the cold intro to tell you this. I'm going to be transparent. You may hear a bit of code switching in this episode. And as my hype girl, Hydrangea Water, always say, I'm for the streets, dog. Bet. All right, I'm too old to say those words. Joining me today is one of the people I told about the podcast when I posted the first episode, and since then, he's been supportive. You heard him on our birthday bash episode. He's here. He's a part-time streamer on Twitch known as Shenrod, but I know him better as one of my closest brothers. Ladies and gentlemen, he was dubbed Hot Rod for a reason. Welcome to the show, Rod.
Hey. Yes, thank you. Man, glad to be here. Man, what is this? Are we literally underneath the apron of a ring here? Kind of cozy, and give me some elbow room, bro. Nice place you got. I like it. Will anybody be up there getting pinned or hitting the ropes while we're doing this little broadcast here?
You feel it too, huh? The room.
Oh,
the
yeah,
rumble,
man.
All that stuff, yeah.
A bunch of power bombs and someone screaming from submission, like ladies getting kicked through doors that don't go through the doors. It's crazy up there.
Yeah, it's crazy up there. But down here is where the party's at. Over to your right, you'll see Hornswoggle. Over to my right is the Boogeyman. We all dwell down here.
This is where they all go to. Okay, yeah. See a Hornswoggle over that shillelagh he's humping on over there in that corner. Kind of strange. And Boogeyman, not so much makeup down here. Huh?
So if you see any worms around here, that's why, you know.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna need some of those to go fishing with later, buddy. So keep those on deck.
It's like a bigger world down here, man.
I got a whole Disney intro, man. A whole new world, and don't you dare close your eyes. Oh, man, what a beautiful place. I'm glad to be here.
What's up, brother? What's going on?
Long time fan since I've known you. This is truly a blessing.
Got you on my show. What's up?
Man, what's up is you throwing it back like some kinky twerking chicks. You're literally throwing it back like way old school. Like, whoa, you went to the 90s with it, and
the Mr. Samborsky.
Yeah, man. If y'all would have met this guy and knew this guy, Mr. Samborsky, you would have. Like, I remember, God, we're gonna go old school a bit.
We're gonna go old school, okay.
Yeah, so go during that era and time in life. If you would have met him at the school like everyone else, your eyebrows and eyes would have all raised and possibly went over your head to the back of your neck, meeting this dude. You'd have been like, is this for real? Like, he had a strong Russian accent. He was cool, but he was pretty overbearing. You know what? Let me stop for a second.
What?
But what was it with our history teachers? Him, Epps, Lucchini?
Like, Epps, Mr. Epps. I heard stories about Mr. Epps, dude.
You know that I know the story you talking about.
Oh, I know that story too.
Yeah. Story about. Oh, God. The video. Oh God, the spin. Oh,
there's here, and then there's another. There was a video.
Him doing the Strowman.
There's no way nobody knows that video of Mrs. Wu.
Oh, I know it. Save me, Mr. Epps.
Exactly.
Okay. Yes, I love that word. Oh, if this has never been brought up on the podcast before, or if it's a rehash or me doing a retelling, yes, this dude, DX teed out, leather jacket, like looking like a badass, shades on, T2 the ride.
Oh my God, you
bootleg version.
What are you doing?
Oh man,
I forgot all about that too.
No, oh, you better ask somebody.
Okay, so we went to a Terminator 2 little thing that was going on at the time in 1999. Little freaking field trip. Our class, the history class, the Mrs. Wu class was all the elective class, the EBS class, which we'd all have video cameras and we'd have to film for a project. So we did all that. We filmed it. With the history class, and at the time they told me, like, yeah, you're gonna be wearing this. Like, you're gonna be doing this. I was like, all right, cool. So at the time, of course, the whole DX thing was happening. Me getting in trouble doing the suck it sign, telling the teachers to suck it. Yeah, that was me back in the day.
You're gonna get a referral, young man. Oh yeah.
Fucking detention, suspension, whatever.
Detention, suspension, expulsion, you're done, son, and yeah.
I earned that shit. I lived that shit.
You
like
didn't
everybody else, like, yeah, I
did
that. I was like, no, I did that. I really did that. It was me. I'm that fucker.
Yeah, and then we had a guy. We had a guy named James Catchings imitating certain comedians from off a No Limit comedy tour. But if he were to do that today, as some would say, he might be canceled.
No. Oh no!
Yeah,
the Wild Wild West, bro.
Oh,
those were some awesome times. We were wilding out back then. But me wearing the it was a jersey. Was it a jersey?
I think you might have the jersey version going at the time. Yes,
it was the DX jersey. I had longer hair.
Oh man,
I had the Sting hair because I wore that Sting outfit.
My man's had that hang time going on the man. Hey, you were lengthy, dude. I'll give you that.
I was fucking skinny because I walked to school every day. It was like an hour away, and like I walked to school every day. And then when I got to school, I was like, I got to deal with your teachers. What the fuck?
Right. No, didn't you? You were on the soccer team for a minute too, weren't you? Or you? Okay, yeah. For the sound, I know you kick it with some of them too, and that's a whole other bag of worms. If we
that's another episode.
Oh Lord, yeah. Because we gotta talk. Because I'm gonna start. When we get to that, y'all remember these names right here. I'm about to start dropping Chile and Fonzie.
This man exposing us, man. What are you doing?
All right. Oh, and we need to get Chile on here. I got connects to him. We need to get him because he is deep into wrestling. In case you didn't know.
Of course. Like, all right, cool. I didn't know that. Like, I haven't talked to him in a while.
Yeah, Chile. Oh, every time there's a pay-per-view, he's making social media posts talking about it, and he gets hyped.
All right, cool. Let's check him out.
Okay, but Sam Borski, yeah. Oh,
Sam Borski would make freaking one of those jocks would be like, think his choice is like, what the hell just happened?
Right.
Like the overconfident ones, like, did he just mess me up, man? I need to
Right.
fucking
Make you question yourself. I don't know. I
question
think
themselves.
maybe he got off on having youngsters go up there perform, and maybe it was a good training, or maybe in some type of sense, it's a good training exercise though too. You want to look at it that way, and
Right.
break people out of their mold. But then, as always, through school, people are meant to be awkward and not meant to be really out there in the spotlight talking with everybody, and
He made
that's
a few
totally
girls
fun.
cry. I don't care what happened. He made a few girls cry, and it was fun.
Okay. It was. It's funny to make girls cry, but when you go up there and he screws with you, he's a dick. All right, man.
They deserved it.
They had it coming.
They had it coming, dude. They were bullies.
All right.
They were fucking bullies to other guys, to other kids, all that shit. And then when he went up and when he did it, I was like, "Excuse me, I can't hear you. What? Can you repeat that? Can you please speak up? We can't hear you." I'm like, I can hear her fine. I'm in the back of the classroom. I can hear her just fine. But at the same time, I didn't want to say anything, so I'm just like,
Right.
So
okay.
When it's like it's my turn, I go up there and this man makes me feel naked and fucking like, is my zipper down? What the fuck, dude? Why are you picking on me?
I remember he had me go up one time and my homeboys, AD and Devon, those guys.
Yeah.
One of them had made me laugh. I remember I just dropped to my knees, like head down, like I was just busting them too loud. And I remember like, hey, bro, what are you doing? You're back to work. He was like Ivan Draco, man, without punching you out. Like,
oh my god, we wanted to punch him out, but no,
right?
If your friends are there with you, they will fucking make you laugh no matter what.
Oh yeah,
I had a few people up there just like laughing and shit as soon as Mr. Samborski said something, and I'm just like trying not to laugh. I'm looking down and I'm like, yes, sir. Hold on, is this better? And he's all like, yes, much better.
It's like you had to be in that class. Like it was almost like the Usos hanging out with Sami Zayn. Then they're breaking every time when he starts screwing around with you guys. Are you not feeling Usi enough? Or like, hey guys, what's going on? Let's do a little handshake deal. And then you sit there and gotta act like you're wiping your face because you're over there breaking and losing character.
Exactly.
And like, no, Mr. Samborski, everything's cool. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh my goodness. But yeah, he screwed with kids a lot. He did. Oh my god. But yeah, but yeah, me and this excellent host here that you guys have, built in the 90s, something like that. We're showing our age every day, unfortunately, but they were grand times.
So we have a segment on this show called Run the Gauntlet. What we do is we have our guests answer some wrestling-related questions. Some are personal, and some are like, what would you do in this situation type deal. I like to have our listeners get to know the guest on the hot seat before we discuss any topic that will be coming up in the next week. So, let's get it. You ready for this, Rod?
I am, sir. Let's do it.
So first question, let's get this out of the way for you. We've been friends since high school, and we just gravitated towards each other because we talked about wrestling and comic books. But I never knew how or what got you into wrestling.
Man, dude, like what?
Okay, hold on. Before we continue, I know not many of you that are listening will know what we're talking about when we mention the people that we knew. Some of these names are first names, others are last names because that's what we used to call them.
This is true.
Chronicle, Machado.
Yeah.
We know their first names. We just went by their last names, because it was cool at the time, I guess.
Right. And for fuck's sake, when you know, how many fucking Michaels and Johns.
Exactly.
Dude, you just end up doing it.
How many Roderick? How many Jeffs?
Right. Oh,
which one? Philip. Oh, what's up, Phillips? What's up, Chronicle?
Oh, you sure didn't mean Jeff Jones?
What's up, Hawthorne?
Okay.
What's up, Toledo? Or Michael? Michael from my class. Sorry, Michael. I forgot your last name.
Right. Yeah, and he called Samborski or something. Yeah, all that shit.
Samborski. We didn't say Mr. or Mrs. We just said like their last name. Samborski. Who do you have, Bush?
Bush. Who do you have, or what do you?
Epps.
Epps. Fucking Epps, bro.
Taylor.
Oh.
No, Michael Taylor. Was that his name?
Oh, what? Yeah. Big Mike. There's a Big Mike Taylor, and there he had his brother. God, Calvin Taylor. Yeah, the two Taylors. They were from Chicago.
No, it was like I remember. I heard stories about Mike Epps. Okay, Mike Epps, Mr. Epps.
I know of stories myself. Yeah,
like that he speared one of the classmates.
Okay, I don't know about spear, but I think was it you that has it on camera, or maybe was it me?
I don't.
I know that. I remember like I don't know. I was a part of it. I was filming it, but like they're trying to act like they're gonna jump Mr. Epps by the track field.
Yeah,
he came out there one day, or like I think like Wes Baggs was trying to grab. You're right. This was a man's actual name. You can probably look him up. I remember he had a sister too, because one of my homies was really into her, Abigail.
Abigail, yeah,
little Abby. Yeah. So, yeah, Wes ran up, was about to snatch up Epps or something. I can't remember who's all involved. And then somehow Epps got backed against the fence right there by the bleachers. And next thing you know, it turns into like a Strowman Express. And next thing you know, you just see Wes flying back and his legs going over his head. And Epps just getting loose. Mind you, when we talk about Mr. Epps, you gotta have no one's gonna understand. Okay, Ernie, look here. People are hearing us talking about this, man. But y'all need to understand, Mr. Epps was no small man. He was a big, solid man. Like,
yeah,
he was like Brother Man from the Fifth Flow. But
oh my god,
but
he was like Otis.
But he pushed weights and shit.
Yeah.
So he's kind of like between Brother Man and like Debo from Fridays.
There,
like size wise, and then put a little sprinkle of Lesnar or something. Do like how Lesnar be doing little warm up dances, like how Lesnar does a little warm up dance, jump around to left and right, like oh, like that'd be down there Epps before class, waiting for you at the door, like come on in here, you have to get this work, like that was sort of him. You gonna get these lessons today. So
I had him for summer school, and then I hear the story, and I'm like looking at him like, "Did you?" He's all like, "Yeah." I'm like, "All right, cool. I'm not gonna mess with you." Like,
see,
better not. Now, I wouldn't advise to it. I'm like, "Oh my god."
So the spear, though, I need to know was
or
it
tackle or spear, whatever.
Okay, tackle or spear. Right. So did that have? Okay, it definitely wasn't the whole West thing because that was a different little deal. So where did you hear that it happened at? In the hallway or in the class?
On the class.
Oh, jeez. Was it because like students were fighting, or you just said, "Screw you guys"? I'm about to just.
No, it was It was like what 20 years ago that I heard this.
Okay.
Remember Ian Smith?
Yeah, Ian. That's folks. Yeah.
He told me about it. So it was Sean Texera, Ian Smith.
I love Sean. That's my guy. I just texted with him yesterday.
Taylor, who they were telling me, it's like, yeah.
Robert Taylor? Yeah. Oh, why the three of them are like the perfect trio?
Yeah, because I was hanging out with them in summer school.
Oh, yeah.
And this was when we went to Rio Americano High School. For summer school.
Yeah. It's when everyone was doing the last bit of credits right there. Or
sure.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But this was back then when we did all that, and just like I didn't know anybody else in the classroom, obviously. So I'm like, hey, what's
the
up,
reason
guys?
why Ernie didn't know the rest of the people in the class or have any idea, because during the summer school, our high school had to go to another high school. So we got shipped out. Buses would come up to our high school, and we go to a little ritzy, prissy kind of like proper
Bel Air.
Yeah, there you go. Bel Air. We went to Bel Air Academy.
We went to Bel Air Academy. We're Fresh Prince, and we went to Bel Air Academy. We're trying to act out.
Exactly. Oh my gosh. So yeah, so we got a little ritzy, more rich part of town. That's all. This high school is so tucked away. No normal people driving around because it's nowhere near any like major streets, so you would never see it. So
right.
Unless you knew where you're going.
We still ended up beating them in football games, but it's cool.
Oh yeah, Real Americano. That's what it was.
Yeah, Real Americano High School.
Yeah, dude. Oh my gosh, that was so crazy.
I get to that class, and
they were scared of us.
Bro, dude, of course. We're fucking city.
We come off
urban city kids, dude. We're urban.
Right. We come out them like 5-6 buses or whatever. Bunch of cats from the ordinary.
They've never seen anybody of this much color.
Right. Man, I'm saying, Joe.
I did not see anybody of color there. I'm just like,
not at all.
Are we in the right place, guys? What the hell?
Man, the diversity was too much for them. It was crazy. Like,
oh my god!
Yeah, but I mean, I get it. They should be scared. You see a bunch of colored kids coming off a bus. Maybe some of them probably had blunts in their mouth, like and probably holding some Jack Daniels and a oldie. I don't know. It could have happened. Maybe I'm over exaggerating.
So we get there, and I'm like looking around, and it's like all these white girls. I was like, okay, cool. Texera, Smith, and Taylor were just like, okay. And they're just like, come on over, bro. I was like, all right, cool. So I'm hanging out with them. Fucking, they're talking to the girls. I'm just like, I just want to graduate. I just want to get the hell out of here.
Right.
Okay, cool. Yeah, all right.
I think one of the homies actually met his wife there.
What?
Yeah, I'll talk about this probably more offline.
Texera?
No.
No. Okay.
No. It was because his wife was a student that had went to Loretto all-girls school. If you remember Loretto, that was right there off of Loretto, the all-girls school that was over there on El Camino between Bell and Fulton. If you remember that.
Right.
Yeah. That's joint over there.
Hell yeah, the homie got some. The homie got some from Loretto.
Hey, right. Oh, yeah. You made a nice choice, too. I was happy for that guy.
No problem. Cool. Awesome.
Yeah. But yeah. But go ahead, continue on with the you and the Servers going to Epps deal. So
we're just hanging out there, and then like towards the middle of that semester, like they just it's like, yeah, they're just fucking clowning on him. It's like, yeah, remember that one time you speared a student? And I'm just like, who? What happened? He's all like,
oh man.
Ask him. It's like, hey, Mr. F, is it true you speared a student? He looked at me like, shut the fuck up. I'm like, then in front of the class I see, all right, cool. Okay. So like I didn't know it was supposed to be hush hush. So like after class he looked at me, he's like, I did. I was like, okay. I wouldn't advise again. I would advise you like to, keep it down, man. Don't fuck with me. I was like, oh my god, he's a gangster.
Whoa, God.
I remember him.
Oh man. Yeah, he was a piece of work. He knew how to good. I'll give it to Epps. He knew how to have a good time, and he was smiles, and God, for the life of me, I remember seeing a bunch of memes always pop up, and fools are trying to be like, I remember going to school and never growing up having a black teacher. I'm like, I don't know about wherever, rural or whatever area y'all went. Nah, man. Luckily for us here in Sacramento, we had them. I remember in elementary school seeing them. Jonas, did I see any there? I can't remember. Nobody notable to come to mind. But Cena, yeah, we had Miss Gillum, we had Epps. So that was. Oh my god, yeah. Yeah.
Another thing though, remember how I kept saying his name Mike Epps because this girl in that classroom that we were in,
even though his name was Kenyon or Keon Epps, but Mike Epps was
I didn't know his first name. So this girl, and I'm sitting in front of this girl, and she's all writing on her notebook. little hearts, and then Epps. I'm like, what the fuck? Oh, like,
Oh,
hey, Sean. Oh, this girl. Can we not do this again, please?
oh my
And
god.
I'm not saying any names, but we went through this before, years earlier. It's like, can we not do this again? And I'm
Word.
just like, no, dude. It's Mike Epps, the actor. I was like, oh, thank God.
Okay.
I was like, oh shit. I was like, oh, fuck, Mr. Epps. What?
Right. Definitely not Omar Epps, I guess.
Not Omar Epps or Kenyon Epps,
Right.
whatever you said.
Yeah.
But like,
King of the
not Mike.
Keon.
No, Omar Epps. Yeah, not Mike Epps, the comedian. Omar Epps,
Oh, okay. It was Omar Epps. All right.
the
All right.
freaking boxer
Yeah.
guy or whatever that movie he
Yeah.
was in.
He did
The
that.
Brothers.
He did do that boxing movie with where the white lady was his trainer.
Meg
It was
Ryan.
pretty good. Was it Meg Ryan?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So, and then who else? What else? Of course, never forget Higher Learning. Great flick.
Yes, that's what it was.
Good old Rappaport being a white supremacist. That was
Rappaport.
golden
That's
story.
why I can't fuck with Rappaport, dude. Every time he does something like
You always
a
see him as
video comes
really.
out where he's hilarious, I'm just like thinking about it, like, yeah, but you were in Higher Learning and you fucked up my world with that, bro.
Right.
Him on Friends, like, nope, I still have Higher Learning in my head. I can't deal with you.
Man, that man's a bona fide New Yorker to the very end.
Oh shit.
Hey, Rap, I love you in the Stereo Podcast, bro, but goddamn it.
All right, let's continue on with the stuff with this podcast.
Oh yeah. You're supposed to be asking me a line of questions of,
All right, like, hey, we
Yeah.
we're already like what 30 minutes behind on that. It's all good.
No, it's all good. They'll all get cut properly. We're here for it.
I told y'all there was gonna become some code switching in here. So
definitely gonna be that.
All right. So
Man.
first question, of course, is what got you into wrestling?
Okay, what got me into wrestling? Like the man was saying, like we go back and times are different, and obviously wrestling wasn't quite what it was like it is now. When wrestling was available to us, like used to have Saturday morning superstars, bro.
Yeah.
So you could catch that, and that was dope to see. And then as the company, which was obviously what you could get at the time, was WWF, which was the premier company, the number one, the only one that you're gonna see. So
up until 1996, but okay.
Right. So, mind you, that it's crazy to say that, but man, because then WCW had its rise. They started coming in. They were the number two, and that was awesome. When you had cable, you got to see WCW because WCW wasn't on network television, and I forgot. Eventually, I'm gonna need you, sir, to get the timeline correct sooner or later. Or you might know off the top of your head. When did WWF stop being on regular network television?
What do you mean?
Oh no. Okay, I do know because we had the anniversary. The anniversary is always a big deal for Monday Night Raw, which began the early '90s.
January in 1993.
Okay, so we used to have like WWF would be on regular network TV to where you can see it. Saturday Morning Superstars is always in my head.
Yeah.
And then what was that? The one where you always see the Ric Flair memes and everything coming from with him wearing the glasses and all that with Shivani. That was before my time. Obviously before a lot of us time.
Right. Saturday night's main event. Or Saturday night. What's it? WCW Saturday Night?
Right. I can't get the acronym and the full name down. I'd be screwing up. But I missed that. And then but WWF, you used to catch it on regular TV. So you didn't at that point, a lot of us growing up, we didn't need to have cable. Everyone and mama knew and like, oh yeah, these wrestlers are like you see these guys, like, man, these hulking monsters are dope. And then in the 80s, you were seeing Hogan and Sergeant Slaughter, Mr. T, They were all
T.
over. These guys were all over the place. Mr. T was just an icon on his own at this time. Like he was doing the A-Team, and he was trying to teach the kids to just do right. Hey man, treat your mother right always. Like Mr. T to this day is still one of my heroes. I love Mr. T. He's incredible. What was it? The Mr. T kit that people would have, and if you wanted to be like Mr. T, and you could dress up as him, get the little gold in that package and all that.
I pity the fool.
That's right. I even had a Mr. T cosplay and or Halloween costume that I put together.
You did. I remember that.
You seen that?
Yeah.
Did a little adult Halloween party deal with that. Good times.
Good times.
Oh, good times indeed. Oh, the people loved it. And of course, you got a few jackets. You're not really him. I never said I was actually. You believe me to be him? Oh, you should be more hulky and bulkier to be like Mr. T. You need more gold. I'm like, geez. I'm like, well, do you want to go be him next year? Do you want to take this responsibility? It's totally fine with me if you want to.
There are two people that I saw you cosplay as. One was Mr. T. The other one was Kimbo Slice.
Oh yeah. Cause I had the beard game going, so yeah, had to do the Kimbo thing. You know what? You saying this? I'm about to do because on TikTok they're doing the whole support Black cosplayers thing.
There you go.
I'm about to go ahead and throw my Kimbo Slice out there, my Mr. T, and then my Kasami from Naruto out there as well.
All right.
Yeah. I see it. Representation always matters, man. We love you. But yeah, definitely, it was a big deal to watch wrestling on TV. Wake up, you get to watch it. In a few nights, you get to peep it as well. And then we had the video games, bro, to see like Honky Tonk Man out there smashing up food with the guitar. That was cool. Right. Macho Man was always hype. Ultimate Warrior was a monster out there.
Oh god, yeah.
And then arcades, when they were a thing, you had those versions of the games to play. And gosh, it was just fun. So yeah, wrestling was just cool to fall in love with it. And some of you and your homeboys, you'd all link up and somebody be getting slammed around. So yeah, you guys be trying to dip each other, mimic the moves. You didn't have so many little PSAs telling you don't try this at home.
Who would do such a thing, sir?
Oh, I would never want to try to put someone on a razor's edge or nothing. Why would I do something like that?
Why would I jump off the roof? I don't know. Why would I do that?
Right.
No.
Right.
I'd never.
Right. I'm pretty sure there's a video of you somewhere doing a high-risk maneuver or such.
There's a fucking movie in it with me in it, dude. That's
movie. Oh, Loudy Low.
Oh, we're going to talk about this again. Backyard Dogs.
Backyard Dogs. Okay. I'm going to actually look that up.
First 5 minutes of it. Yeah, I'm there. I'm in between scenes.
That makes me proud. That is a beautiful thing.
Makes me fucking proud, too. I'm right next to the Black Ranger.
Walter?
Walter.
Oh, the actual legit Black Ranger? Walter Jones?
Walter Jones.
Oh. Woo! Man, that's amazing.
I shared a screen with Walter Jones. I'm proud already.
Oh, my
God.
God.
Anything, I can retire this early. How come I haven't received any royalties from that movie? I don't know.
Right.
I didn't sign off on my face being plastered all over the movie. But okay, that's totally fine.
Shout out to Walter Jones and David Yost and all the rest of the Power Ranger homies doing that 30th anniversary deal popping up real soon on Netflix. Hey, we love y'all. We do. And man, R.I.P. to our fallen Rangers out there too. Yeah, and you all of you matter, not just one of you, man. Sad times.
Talked about that on episode 51. For those that don't know, it's up there. Episode 51. Go check it out. Anyway.
There you go. Reference point right there. Reference point. Remember that. Circle it.
Circle
That's right. Man, this is a comic book. You know it. It'd be in the corner right there saying, go check book, this and that. But yeah, and that's how I fell in love with wrestling, dude. You just couldn't see wrestling and think like, man, this is whack. Or this is stupid, And a lot of us, growing up, we thought like, man, this is pretty gnarly. And then, of course, years down the road, someone has to come out and tell you, you know it's not real, it's fake, and blah blah blah.
Oh, we're gonna get to that, sir. We're gonna get to that.
Oh,
Don't
okay,
worry.
okay. Oh,
We're gonna get to that question pretty soon.
But yeah,
but I know.
Okay, but yeah, but definitely the fandom was there, man. It's and everyone and their mama. You could come across a bunch of people, dude, and wrestling's it's strong enough to where anyone you talk to, but hey, name a wrestler, and people would be able to name them off.
John
Wrestling
Cena,
sticks with right.
The Rock, Hulk Hogan.
These days,
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
John Cena and Rock are going to be people's main go-to. Like you talk to someone old school, oh yeah, Hulk Hogan and the Macho Man,
Ultimate Warrior.
But as far as like a face for the current day, yeah, they definitely tell you.
Our generation was Stone Cold, Bret Hart, Owen Hart, The Rock, Triple H.
Yeah. Definitely. Mm-hmm. But yeah, let's go ahead. More questions?
Yeah, of course, dude. I have a whole list here.
Is this a legit list that everyone gets to hit with, or this is an exclusive list for me, or just off the top of the dome?
Some of it is exclusive. The other one is like, okay, I gotta ask this one too.
All right.
I know we used to fight about this all the time back in high school. Chronicle had his friend Machado, if you can remember him, and during class we would always argue that WWE was better than WWF or vice versa. Let's settle this right now. What has been your favorite wrestling promotion?
Ooh. I don't know, man. AEW is some powerful stuff right now because they got me on a hype. It's the way they came out swinging, dude. The whole idea of when a group of wrestlers and a strong investor like the Khan family wants to get with you and really create something, you start with just one main event, just one big Vegas event. And then you got people that are watching you because they already messed with your YouTube show. And that is just the craziness to me. Like, okay, in case you don't know, like the Young Bucks and, Kenny and Mr. Rhodes and a bunch of these guys, they have being the elite. I thought that was just maybe one of the funniest little YouTube shows for wrestling, like, period. Like, you can watch New Japan Wrestling and see them do matches, cool, whatever. But being the elite was them pretty much doing, like, the promos or them just acting up being themselves and doing the craziest sketches and moments. Like, dude, like, I had to sit there and be like, man, who writes this shit? Like, these motherfuckers are funny as shit. Like, if you never watched an episode of Being the Elite, I promise you can pick any of their, like, 100+ episodes. You will definitely laugh somewhere because they bring it hard, man.
They do.
And you can't hate on them. I got maybe one homie or two like, oh, dude, AEW, I don't believe in it. Oh, it's so stupid. Or, oh, well, it's not WWE. It's low brand. Like, and then one of my close homies is like, dude, well, I just think they need more pyrotechnic for their intros. I'm like, or better music. I'm like, that's your hang up? Is motherfuckers coming out of a fucking locker room to the ring? That's your hang up? Of all things, you're reaching that hard? Like, come on, man. These boys and ladies are putting down. Like, I'll come out and say it. AEW might have I think I might say AEW might have the best women's division, hands down. Like,
okay,
those ladies get down with the get down. Oh, WoW is pretty good though too. But
I started watching WoW too, which is
I just got into WoW for like the first 2 or 3 weeks ago, and that is good stuff. That is a good clean promotion. They're doing a good job of that.
I just saw it on my freaking schedule. It's like, oh, let me watch this. So I started doing it. Like, all right, cool. I gotta get into it more.
It's set on my DVR now for WoW. Hey, WoW Superheroes. You're getting a shout out. You hear me? Shinrod is watching out for you guys. Late night tip.
On that. It's no longer 12 hours of wrestling. It's turned into 13 hours or 15 around there.
So that's the amount of wrestling that you watch per week?
Yeah. So we got Monday Raw, NXT,
Oh,
Dynamite, Rampage,
all right.
some Impact Wrestling if I can catch it on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And then now, wow.
Yeah, okay. Wow, it is. I like it. I like it. Of course, when NJPW has their events, I'll try to catch it if I can.
Yeah,
Or
I couldn't
or
catch
the
it, so
ROH,
somebody told me what happened. So I'm like, all right, cool, that's
right?
awesome, dude. Yeah.
Somebody invites me to come watch a ROH or something, I'll do it.
Same with
Oh,
AEW pay-per-views and ROH pay-per-views. I check out
yep.
Twitter. They tell me everything that's going on. It's like in real time.
Mhm.
I'm like, all right, cool. I get to talk about this on the podcast the next day.
Nice. That right there. Awesome.
Hell
No
yeah.
miss, awesome. But nah, dude, let's be honest though. My number one promotion, like everything, it all mainly starts with WWF/E. Everything was grounded and built there and spread out. But at my right now go to is I'm locked in with AEW. I'm faithfully watching each week.
Yeah.
So yeah,
No problem with that.
Yeah, that's just where I stand right now. But yeah, go for it.
All right. Next question. What's your favorite theme song?
Ooh. I'm not gonna front at all themes right now. I do got Charlotte Flair's on my little deal because I love me some Charlotte. She's dope. But it's just her dad. Just obviously because her song is pretty much plays off of her daddy's, which is also the Space Odyssey, which in case you folks didn't know.
Yeah.
So yeah. But yeah, no, that wicked guitar just comes in and gets me hyped.
It does.
Da, da, da. But now her theme song has changed up again. Well, not again for first
her
time.
theme song changes every time her face changes.
Well, the last time wow, you see what he did there? He did that. That guy did that.
Yeah, I did
that. Oh man. Okay. Last time I remember her face changing, because did Natty change hers too then?
Dude, I think Natty changed her breast. I don't even know. Like, because those things weren't that huge to begin with.
Hell no, they weren't.
And then I'm like, did you buy a new bra? Damn, woman.
Yeah, Natty definitely got some work done. Because dude, her face is all pulled back and like, come on, Natty, you was naturally a cutie, but god damn it. And then you definitely didn't need the boob job. You ain't gotta compete with nobody, Natty Pooh. You good.
I think her sister's natural.
Who's her sister?
Oh dear, you haven't seen it? Oh shit.
Oh, see, I'm out of it. I'm sorry. Is that one of Neidhart's other baby or what?
Neidhart's other baby. Yeah, there's a baby Neidhart running around, and she has an OF.
Okay.
Like if you follow Natty Neidhart on freaking Instagram, know, like you can see her sister and everything in there too.
Okay.
And they do like this freaking. Her name is Jennifer Neidhart.
Okay.
She has an Instagram, and no, that's not her, is it?
As he looks while speaking.
Yeah, Jennifer Neidhart. She has an Instagram. Always freaking. She's out there, like bam, like oh, okay, you're cute, okay, all right.
For sure. Then I'm about to be nosy, take a looky look.
I'm sure you will. You hey, after the podcast, there, after the episode,
I will wait. I will be patient. I will not be a total heathen. Yeah.
All right.
Oh my gosh. So yeah.
What has been your favorite gimmick?
Oh, there's so many great gimmicks, but dude, I think it might be the one that we just recently talked about when it was me, you, and my cousin, aka the ref, known as Nuck.
Nuck, yeah.
Yep. Dude, we thought a guy that you might be getting in touch with. Oh, jeez, and I don't want to even say it out loud because you're supposed to be running into this character again pretty soon, but I don't want to spill the beans because it's such an amazing gimmick. Because we might have a few little amateurs out there, or maybe some big timers listening to us. You never know. Podcasts get around. But
that one, the one I told you about.
But at the same time, I haven't seen it, so I can't claim it one of the finest of the gimmicks. So me and you, obviously, we've been around here.
We can talk about it because it's been like the entire time I've been saying like this dude, I should have interviewed him a long time ago. But
right.
If y'all don't know, there's this freaking
Go for it.
guy on Instagram who, at the time, it was his last year, around, I think, maybe 12 episodes in. I don't remember. I don't recall. He messaged me last. Let me check real quick.
Check them DMs. You know, there's a lot of DMs when your name's Ernie from Under the Apron. So it's just like that.
Right.
Moving this DM out the way of this person trying to solicit themselves to me. Move this DM out the way. This 42. Email saying, "Hey, I'm a prince in Africa. Come talk to me."
Yeah. So it was around April when this dude messaged me on Instagram and he said, "Hey, what's up? My name is so-and-so. I'm a singer, pro wrestler from New York. I appreciate the follow back. How are you?" And I, responded back, "Dude, hey, yeah, doing good. I hope you are as well." Nothing came off after that. But I should have shot my shot at the time. I should have said something like, "Hey, I love your work. Is it possible that I can interview you on my podcast?" And everything would have been great by now. But no, I wasn't thinking like, "Oh, this guy is a freaking wrestler. Let me interview him."
Right.
So to me, that's like the one that got away. For those that don't know, if you like to check him out, his name is Dan Michael on Instagram. He is Dan Michael R&B. He is the R&B wrestler. I love that gimmick already.
Yes.
He's the true king of R&B. And R&B...
It's not rocks and blunts either.
No, it means rhythm and beatdown. So I love that. As soon as I saw his profile, I was like, dude, I love this gimmick already. I don't even know what it is. So I started checking out his videos, all that stuff.
Hell yeah.
He did some cross body block from the top rope. And on his way up, he started singing. I'm like, what? I should have just went for it, man. What the hell? He calls that the high note. He calls that the high note. And I'm just like, what? He sings, he does all that. He's in a choir. I see him doing all kinds of stuff. I'm just like, dude, I'm a fan, but I just hate that I didn't freaking got to where I should have interviewed you when I had the chance.
Word.
So hopefully if he listens to this, hopefully, hey, come back, please. I want to interview my first wrestler. It's
right.
All that stuff. I should have done that a long time ago, but I didn't. So maybe he's bigger now and he's all like, no, I can't answer any more messages. So yeah. But yeah, I was like, if I ever get the chance, I was like, hey, can we go back to that one time in April?
Man, can we?
Can we? Because it'd be fun, dude. It's as soon as I told you, you started hollering and shit. Just
it's because it's so brilliant, and y'all hear this? It's unheard of.
It is.
R&B, a singer, wrestler. No, not singer. We've seen singer, but an R&B singer.
And the fact that the R&B means rhythm and beatdown.
Rhythm and beatdown. Come on. You're gonna get all right. So this guy's gonna give you a concert and then start doing a few little lightweight choruses and hooks while climbing to the turnbuckle. Come on, dude. What?
I gotta get him on here. Most definitely do.
We've seen R-Truth and we've seen the Acclaim come out and guys rap. We've seen Elias.
We've seen
We seen Elias come through. Come walk with Elias. You know, with a guitar and all this, and you know, we seen. Well, actually, we seen plenty of good. Yeah, we seen. Yeah, come walk, and actually, Elias is then in the third, fourth, maybe fifth guy we seen with a fucking guitar. No dig on you, Elias, if you're listening, fans of him. Like, well, let's be honest, we've seen plenty of guys with guitars, and guys get smashed with guitars. So yeah,
right.
Not unheard of, but dude, an R&B singer.
I love it.
That's just amazing, dude. Like, and he's actually good.
Good.
Oh man, you can't beat that.
I'm here to get drunk.
That's right. I have about half a cup of vodka. Drink.
Wait, are we live? Hi, I'm Jessica.
One professional skill that I would really like to learn is stripping.
I'm Sonia.
Because, like, I'm okay with not being artistic. Like, I'm just like, that's cool. And I'm Dawn Marie.
And we are Opinionated Lushes. I'll make a tomato vodka soup.
Ooh.
Also known as like a Caesar.
Once a week, we get together to drink and talk shit. We start our episodes off with a question and a drink word. We usually never stay on topic or wait for the drink word to start drinking.
You're already breaking the game.
There's a new episode of Opinionated Lushes every Friday on all streaming platforms.
Just testing mattresses. Why isn't that a job?
It probably is.
An unedited episode Saturday on YouTube.
You just want to tell people you love them?
Yeah, sometimes you need it.
It just sounds dangerous.
Have a cocktail suggestion?
A topic of interest.
A good drinking word?
Feel free to DM us on Instagram or email us at opinionatedlushes@gmail.com. If I don't know you, I will.
So go ahead, grab a drink, any kind of drink, and get ready to laugh with us and share our drunken opinions.